Hey, welcome to another STUFR. I'm Dennis.
And I'm Tim, and welcome to our channel.
Yes, and this week we have a St. Nicholas week here because we are from the Netherlands and the St. Nicholas or Sinterklaas tradition is a huge celebration in November and the beginning of December. We even have made our own St. Nicholas sweaters.
And I'm just like a imported Dutch, but he's like a real Dutchie and he loves this tradition.
Yeah, because Tim's from Germany, but
yeah,
we'll still talk about all the traditions. So yeah, let's go to how do we celebrate St. Nicholas in the Netherlands?
Tell us.
Yeah.
You know everything about it.
So in this video we'll be talking about how we celebrate St. Nicholas or Sinterklaas in the Netherlands these days. If you want to know more about the history and where everything comes from, then you have to check out that video because we'll go really deep into this history of St. Nicholas and the Peets, his helpers. So check that one out. Yeah. And there will also be a video on all the candy that you see here. There's loads more candy coming up in a video where we taste all the candy. And Tim's already tasting all the time. So yeah, the tradition or the celebrations, they start in the middle of November because St. Nicholas then arrives with a steamboat from Spain, and in every big city or town they will have a traditional like procession where he arrives at the boat and then St. Nicholas gets off the boat, gets on his white horse because he traditionally rides a white horse.
There's also like one official city that's chosen every year and it's different every year.
Yeah. And when that's where that one is televised for the kids that stay home.
It's a big happening on television.
Super big, yeah. And then so he gets on his white horse and then he rides through the village or the city and greets all the kids and wave, and then all the Peets the Peets are his helpers and they will hand out pepernoten like this and other candy. They will throw it out and the kids are all happy, of course, and they make fun because the Peets are they are like really funny. Are you still eating the pepernoten? Oh, it fell on the floor. But the Peets, they are like funny guys and girls. They are a little bit like clownish and they make fun with the kids, and the kids, they will make the kids laugh and everything. So it's really nice.
Really nice.
It's like a big happening, and there's always a music band there or a marching band accompanying the saint with all their traditional songs. Yeah,
it's really nice.
It's a lot of fun.
Of course, I've never been a kid during that time, but I see a lot of kids and they're super happy. Yeah. And also see how the Peets treat them, and it's super nice.
Yeah, because you were introduced to the whole St. Nicholas thing like 5, 6, 7 years ago. And
I think not that long
ago.
I think the first time was actually when I moved here.
Yeah.
Maybe for 5 years, 4 years.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the opening of the whole 3 weeks that we celebrate St. Nicholas, and you'll see St. Nicholas and Peets everywhere in all the shop windows, in the houses, in the schools. It's a lot of fun. And now you will tell us something about. Are you yawning? No,
I'm trying not to.
Yeah, I saw that. You will tell about the tradition of the shoe.
It's a tradition of putting out the shoes, or schoenzetten in Dutch. It's very important, and it also already starts in the 3 weeks before the 5th of December. So the children are allowed to put out their shoes every weekend before the 5th of December. And they also have to put in some carrots and some hay as food for St. Nicholas's horse.
And they make, a lot of kids also make drawings for Peets or for St. Nicholas.
Yeah, so that's really nice. And they normally put the shoes by the fireplace, but of course a lot of people nowadays don't have a fireplace, so they just find another special spot, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the next day they can come back and there will be candy in there and maybe also some like tiny presents. Not like the big main presents, but like something nice.
Like a really small present, a fun present sometimes.
Yeah.
And
like some drawing pencils.
But what you forgot to tell, which is also super important, is you have to sing a song.
Oh yes.
When you put your shoe out.
Maybe it's because I only know one song.
What is the song you know?
The one about him arriving.
Oh, the steamboat.
Yeah.
Shall we sing it together then?
You have to start. I'm not good at it.
It will be in Dutch. Zie, ginds komt de stoomboot uit Spanje weer aan. Hij brengt ons Sint-Nicolaas, ik zie hem al staan. Hoe waaien de wimpels al heen en... Oh, we messed up the whole song, I think. Anyway. I'm so good. Did we? I think. So, yeah, I think we messed it up.
I trusted in you.
I know this.
I'm just going along.
I know the song, of course, but I was... Yeah, okay, we messed it up, sorry. Anyway, it's all about... here is St. Nicholas with his steamboat from faraway lands. He brings us St. Nicholas, he's waving his hands.
It's the English version.
Yeah, that's the English version.
There's an English version.
There is an English version, yeah, but it's not well known.
Yeah.
But there is an English version, so maybe you should just check it out. And then there's one big thing at the end of the 3 weeks, and that is on the 5th of December, which is in Dutch called Pakjesavond, which is gift night. And it's the best.
Pakjes is actually more than a gift,
present.
but more like a box or little boxes.
Yeah, but yeah.
Or packages.
Packages night, or yeah. But it's that's what it's in Dutch.
Yeah, of course.
It translates
it's
to
present, but literally it means packages.
Yeah, it translates to gift night.
Yeah.
And gift night is celebrated with the whole family or even with friends, and there will be, most of the times, the kids, they either they will have to go to bed or they have to wait in the living room, and then there's a knock on the door. The kids can open the door, and then there's this huge pile of presents in those brown bags that Pete brings. And sometimes families even have a St. Nicholas that brings them inside, but most of the times it's just a pile of packages or gifts outside, and the kids are all excited. They take the gifts inside and then they start unwrapping. But what is fun about it as well is that most families, that's also the tradition, that there are poems with the gifts. Not with every gift, but there's at least one poem per person that's in the room.
Yeah.
And the poem also always is a little bit of a fun or a cheeky poem.
And I like the tradition, that's really nice.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
It makes fun of the whole year, and it can be a little bit sarcastic, and it will be about that person or about the present. So people really...
particular perk about that person.
Yeah.
Or something.
People really put a lot of effort into writing these poems, which is so much fun, I think. Because it's a chance to take... to make fun of somebody or to recap the whole year a little bit as well, and that's a lot of fun. And for grown-ups, it's that also join in the fun. They do what they call surprises, and that's wrapping the present in a fun way.
Surprises.
Yeah, but it's a really fun way of for instance, if you just stopped smoking that year, they would make a huge cigarette and they put your present inside.
Yeah.
Or if you would have crashed your car, they would make a little car, they would make it out of cardboard or whatever, put the present inside, and it's always to make fun of the people or to make it something that they like, or if your hobby is football, they would make a football table thing or whatever.
Yeah, make someone laugh or do things they really love.
Yeah, and then the poem goes with that as well, which also explains what the surprise is, and yeah, it's a lot of fun, that traditional way of celebrating it. But of course, there's also newer traditions, like what we do with our group of friends. We don't always have the time to make a huge pile of surprises and poems and everything. So with our friends, we mostly celebrate it. Everybody brings a few presents, a few smaller presents that are like general presents that could go home with everybody.
And we always have time to eat.
And always have time to eat.
Especially those things.
And then we have this, which is a huge
squishy
cube or a huge dice, not a pair of dice, but a die.
A die.
It would tell you what to do. So there's a whole pile of gifts that everybody brought on the table. You would throw this, and it would say, give one present to your neighbor, or take one present from somebody in the room.
Now you throw this one. Everybody one chair to the left.
Everybody goes, and so your pile of gifts will not stay your pile of gifts at the end of the night. And then you set like a cooking timer, and when the timer goes off, you are stuck with the pile that you have in front of you. And of course, the presents are all wrapped, so at first you don't know what your pile is about, and then you can unwrap. That's also one of the things, unwrap a present. So it becomes like a really nice fight for the best presents. but it changes all the time because you have to change chairs or you have to steal presents. So it's a really fun way of celebrating gift night with friends when you don't have the time to make those big wrapped surprise gifts that we talked about. So yeah, we always like doing that with our friends. About one of the other things we haven't talked about is the Book of Saint Nicholas.
Ooh,
Because
what's that?
he has a huge book in which there are stories about every person or every kid.
Oh,
Because one of the Petes is called like
that's creepy.
Stalker Pete or Detective Pete.
Stalker Pete,
Yeah,
oh my
well,
God.
that's kind of like the way they translated it. And he looks through the windows of the houses and he writes down everything that a kid and a person does, all the good things and the naughty things.
Talking about
And,
privacy
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah. In those 3 weeks of the
Okay.
year, there's no privacy. No, of course, it's just a story. But then in the book, he has all the stories about the people. And so if a Saint Nicholas comes and pays your house a visit on the 5th of December, of course you have to hire him and pay money for it to have one come over to your place. But then they would probably have something in the big book written down about you, which also is something funny, sarcastic, or it's all about fun. Like that's the difference with Christmas traditions. That Christmas is more about
Yeah.
nice.
During Christmas, there's no intrusion into your privacy.
Also, but it's also not being sarcastic with your family. It's just about sharing nice presents with each other.
Yeah.
And Saint Nicholas is all about the fun and laughter and sarcasm and making fun of people and having just a really nice and fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also what happens these days is that people, some people that don't have kids anymore or their kids are grown up, then they stop celebrating Saint Nicholas and then they move towards Christmas. Traditionally, we don't give presents for Christmas. We just have family dinners and everything.
Yeah.
But these days, people migrate a little bit towards.
But also, if you have kids, there are still more and more people that do both.
Yeah, but they at least do both. They will never, if your family has kids, then they will never skip on Saint Nicholas.
No.
Never.
Also, of course, because they see it at school.
Yeah, exactly.
It happens at school. It's like a big thing at school.
Yeah, I can't say that 100% of the families with kids celebrate, but at least 98% of the Dutch families with kids celebrate Saint Nicholas every year. So yeah, there you have it.
That's nice.
That's the whole Saint Nicholas tradition, how we celebrate it now. Check out the history version, like where we tell you all the things that went on in the day of yore. And check out as well the video in which we taste all this candy, and there's so much more. So
Even more than I did in this video.
yeah, so you really want to check out that video. And we have a super special video coming up as well, where I think you have an appointment with Saint Nicholas.
Oh,
So Tim will be interviewing Saint Nicholas,
that sounds fun.
the real deal.
I
That
hope
would
he's
be
not
fun.
bringing his book.
And I think he will bring his book. He normally does. So check out that video as well. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked hearing about all the traditions, and see you soon on STUFR. Check out our other videos as well, by the way.
Yeah.
And subscribe.
Thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
for watching.
Bye. Do you want to see us stuff more food in our mouths? Then subscribe to our channel or watch another STUFR.